I've been running on less sleep than usual. And before you start lecturing me about rest and health, let me be clear. It's entirely your fault. You keep me up, not just with your laugh, though that alone could derail any attempt at sleep. Not just with your voice, though I'd stay awake all night just to hear it. But with the way you look at me when the lights are low, like you know exactly what you're doing, like you're daring me to close my eyes and miss it. So yes, I'm tired. But it's the kind of tired that feels good. The kind that comes from too many stolen hours, too many distractions I wouldn't trade for anything. Every time I think I should let you go, you pull me back in with another smile, another touch, another reason to stay awake. Consider this a warning. Keep tempting me like that, and I'll stop pretending sleep is even on the schedule. I'll start calling these long days training exercises, endurance drills, tests of stamina, and you know I never fail those. So if I look a little worn around the edges, know it's because I've been busy choosing you over sleep, busy proving that exhaustion is a small price to pay for the way you make me feel. You all thought you were subtle. Luke suddenly stretching every time I walked into the room, eyes darting like he was timing me. Kieran pretending to check his watch but scribbling notes like a spy. Mephisto perched in the corner, feathers puffed, staring at me with the intensity of a judge at a tournament. And you, smiling too sweetly, like butter wouldn't melt, while clearly orchestrating the whole thing. I knew right away. The whispers, the glances, the way you all froze whenever I sighed. It didn't take a genius to figure out the bet, how many times I'd roll my eyes in a single conversation. My expressions turned into sport. Luke swore 5. Kieran insisted 7. Mephisto squawked 8. And you didn't even bother guessing. You just kept provoking me, knowing exactly how to push my buttons. So I played along. I gave you the sighs, the smirks, the exaggerated eye rolls. I let Luke think he was winning, let Kieran tally his little marks, let Mephisto squawk his numbers. But in the end, I made sure you won. Because if I'm going to lose, it's only ever to you. And honestly, watching the 4 of you sneak around like covert operatives over something so ridiculous was worth every roll. I haven't laughed this hard in weeks. I've fought, I've searched, I've tested myself against every kind of chaos. And through all of it, I thought I knew what I needed. Strength, focus, victory. Turns out what I needed was you. You're everything I hoped for. Sharp enough to keep me on my toes, soft enough to remind me I don't always have to be steel. You're everything I want. Your laugh, your fire, the way you look at me like I'm more than fists and scars. And you're everything I didn't know I was missing, until you walked in and made the world feel less empty. You steady me when I'm restless. You challenge me when I get too sure of myself. You make me better without ever asking me to change. And somehow, you do it all while making me laugh at the absurdity of us. So here's the truth. I don't just need you. I don't just want you. You are the answer to every question I never thought I'd ask. Kitten, you have a remarkable talent for terrifying me and impressing me at the same time. I found you mid-mission, injured, still swinging like nothing could touch you. One hand fighting, the other practically daring me to keep up. So there I was, patching you up while you kept throwing punches. Do you know how ridiculous that looks? Me, bandages in hand, muttering under my breath, while you're busy proving you can fight and multitask. I should be furious. Instead, I was laughing. Because of course you'd turn a battlefield into a comedy sketch. Still, don't mistake my amusement for approval. You're reckless, kitten. Brilliant, unstoppable, but reckless. And if you think I'm going to let you walk away from missions half-stitched, you're wrong. Next time, you let me handle the patching before you go charging back in. But I'll admit, watching you fight through it, seeing that fire in your eyes even when you're wounded, it reminded me why I follow you anywhere. You're chaos wrapped in steel, and somehow, you make me want to laugh even when I should be scolding you. Do you know what you look like in the late autumn sun? It's unfair, really. The light is softer now, golden and fading, but somehow it sharpens every line of you. Your hair catches the glow like embers refusing to die out, and your skin warms against the chill as if the season itself bends to you. I stood there watching, pretending I wasn't staring. But every time the sun slipped lower, it gave me another excuse. The way it lingered at your lips, brushed across your shoulders, slid down your back, like even the daylight wanted to keep you for itself. And here's the part that made me laugh. You looked so radiant, I almost forgot the cold. Almost. Then you teased me for shivering, and I decided the only sensible solution was to steal your warmth, which conveniently meant pulling you closer. So yes, kitten, you in the autumn sun is a sight worth memorizing. But I'd rather keep you pressed against me, so I don't have to rely on memory at all. Kitten, you have a gift. I ask the most normal question in the world. Do you want your fruit under or on top of the whipped cream? And somehow, you turn it into something scandalous. I repeat myself, trying to make it simpler. Top or bottom. And that's it. Your mind dives straight into the gutter. You freeze, you blush, you stammer, suddenly incapable of answering a question about pancakes. Meanwhile, I'm standing there, watching you wrestle with your own imagination and laughing so hard I nearly forget the food entirely. All I wanted was breakfast logistics. Instead, I got you squirming, glaring at me like it's my fault, and proving once again that you can twist anything into innuendo. So, here's the conclusion. Fruit placement is apparently dangerous territory. And you, kitten, are chaos wrapped in whipped cream. Now, thanks to you, breakfast was thoroughly derailed, which means we'll have to start thinking about lunch instead. Movie night was supposed to be simple. You, me, a screen bigger than Kieran's ego, and popcorn. Instead, it turned into a battlefield. Luke insisted on training during the previews, by flexing every time a fight scene came on. Kieran tried to sneak sprinkles onto the popcorn, claiming it was culinary innovation. Mephisto perched above us, glaring like the self-appointed critic, wings twitching every time someone laughed too loud. You were the only one actually watching the film. I was occupied shutting down Luke's impromptu posing session and keeping Kieran from weaponizing sugar while pretending Mephisto's judgmental silence wasn't aimed at me. It was chaos. Ridiculous, noisy, absurd chaos. And yet, it felt like home. Our own theater, our own mess, our own little family of misfits. You, laughing at the madness. Me, pretending I wasn't amused. Luke and Kieran, competing for the title of most distracting henchman. Mephisto, unimpressed as always. So yes, kitten, movie night was a disaster. But it was our disaster. And I wouldn't trade it for anything.